All right. Hello, everyone. We are live and a warm welcome to all at MESC Red Devils NCR. This is Delvin and I'm joined with Ojas Bhai with me on the stream. It has been a pretty hectic game week so far. Brighton leading Wolves 4-1. Brentford have just gone ahead and doubled their lead from 2 goals to 0. And Liverpool have also gone ahead and increased their lead to 3-1 after McAllister has been sent off. But our focus is on the game that is at 10 o'clock. That is Man United versus Spurs. We've just within a minute left for team news to come out. Simple question to you. What are you expecting from the team? I think the only way from here is up, a better performance from here. Because let's just be honest, the first game was horrible, and you and I both know that we're very fortunate to come out with the 3 points over there. So, what are your thoughts entering into this game, and what are you expecting from the side ahead of kickoff?
Yeah, I think only missing point in Tottenham is Harry Kane. He has left for Bayern. Otherwise, this looks like a very delicious clash for the weekend. Also, the City and Newcastle game, but especially this one because this is new age Tottenham with a new manager, with the new captain, and right now are in the market for a new striker, which they will. But with the team they have in place, it will look like a very good opposition to compete with. And not only compete with, there will be scares. There will be moments where our team would not look up to the mark. But it's something that we have to accept the fact that in the starting 3-4 games, Manchester United always looks to work themselves up. And I've been seeing this in past couple of seasons where we always take some time and eventually going into the first or second phase of the season, we start getting better and better. So I am not in a mood. I should say not in the right frame that we will win this game convincingly or something. But I believe we are good for a very good match.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it is 9. It is the same lineup for United the last game. That is Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Fernandes, Anthony, Mount, Garnacho, and Rashford. So, Ojas bhai, what are your thoughts? Are you surprised with the lineup? I certainly thought that with the performance that Garnacho had last week, this week only, I think it would have been a better option to get him out from the bench. But clearly, Ten Hag thinks that he's ready for an extended role as the main starter of this side. So, what are your thoughts looking onto the lineup?
Like it's something that I was thinking last week also when everyone, including me, I was saying that Garnacho is good from the bench. He's a very good, I should say, trump card for Eric Ten Hag. But I had a thought. I was reading something online regards to Garnacho. If Eric Ten Hag trusts him, he will give him starts, and he is getting starts. Still, United get a valid number 9, where Rashford will be taking place of Garnacho. But right now, Garnacho has the stage to himself. He will get the chances. He will get the starts because that is how you develop a player, a young player. He has already shown that he's a very good player coming off the bench. Now, the next challenge in every player's book should be that I should be ready for every competition from the first minute of the match. And this is what Garnacho has to bring into his game. Surely, Eric Ten Hag also thinks that this is the right moment till we get a proper number 9 into our setup. That Garnacho should start as many games as possible. And when the performances that he was having last season start getting into the performances where from he starting the games, really, I think Garnacho is the kind of player he will be unstoppable. He will really tear you apart once he gets the clicks.
Fair enough. So a couple of key questions. So we've seen that the two number 8 experiment that Ten Hag tried in the Wolves game with Mason Mount and Bruno. Both of them took pretty high positions up the attacking third of the pitch, but it felt like something was not right. They were not on the same wavelength. There were certain instances of Mason Mount actually going ahead and trying too hard. That could be down to the fact that he has been bestowed upon the number 7 shirt, which is why he's giving in and going that extra effort. And whereas Bruno, on the other hand, was a little bit subdued. He was not able to get his passes. He was not getting. Basically, Mount and Bruno together as two number eights high up the pitch did not work, which indirectly led to Casemiro being the only guy in the middle managing so much of space, and something which Wolves took a lot of advantage of. Put three players on one, and Casemiro showed every bit of his advanced age. I mean, yes, he's still 31, but he showed every minute of that age where he felt like he was always slow to the tackle, he was always slow to the second ball, he was not able to win those duels which he prides himself upon. Do you think against a team which is fundamentally better than Wolves, have a much better midfield, have much better quality of attacking players, do you think that Ten Hag will continue with the two number eight experiment against a team like Spurs, or will he be much more pragmatic and play the quintessential 4-2-3-1 with Mount and Casemiro being the holding players and Bruno being the most advanced midfielder?
We are really into a state that we can say that the two number eights are usually risky in the level of the game that we play. I have always considered that two CDMs and a CM or CAM can work because they provide sort of base to that attacking front line. But when you're playing two number eights and behind is a CDM who is although the best in the world but is aging every day, so it gets very tough. You have irrespective of how much work rate the two number eights put, the positioning on the pitch matters when you are defensively working. Because if you're not in the right position, you have to come do the extra effort. And if you are always in the because you are a number eight, you're always on the I think near the D of the opposition. So it gets tough. Although you're saying that I have a good work rate, I will track back and follow the players. But the positioning is what makes a midfielder. Or by the looks of it, any player on the football pitch, it's always the positioning. And Casemiro is so lonely right now in the midfield. And today is a type of game where Madison or I'm not sure who exactly played in the midfield of Tottenham. Madison was there, but the Casemiro is again for a very tough time today.
Yeah, absolutely, Ojas bhai. I totally get it. So Kushagra has put out the Spurs lineup for us. It is Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Christian Romero is back from concussion protocol, which means he is starting. Van der Ven, Udogi, Pape Mata Sar, Yves Bissouma, Kulusevski, Madison, Son, and Richarlison. This is the lineup for Spurs ahead of United. So Vinith Holker put in a very interesting opinion of him. He says that Spurs trying to play the high line will be a good thing for us. Now we've seen in the first game where Spurs played Brentford away, it seemed like Postecoglou is trying to play a little higher than what his predecessors have done. He's trying to be a little bit higher. He's trying to play that higher line. Do you think with the likes of Romero, with the likes of Van der Ven, who is a comparatively new player to Postecoglou's formation, Postecoglou system. Whereas actually every player is comparatively new to the system, but with a defensive partner who's as volatile as Romero is, we have seen Romero tend to be a little reckless at times, and his decision making and his awareness sometimes is not exactly the best and leaves a lot to be desired. Do you think his willingness to play a high line despite of the recklessness of his back line would actually be a good thing for us and would play into our hands with United clearly uh, being in the mindset of going to play transition football, and with Eric Ten Hag also openly saying that he wants to make United one of the best transition sides in the world, both from an offensive and defensive perspective. Do you think that this game is the perfect game for us to play that counter-attacking role?
If, I get the point that a lot of people don't give enough credit to Romero. He's a pretty decent centre back, and although very volatile, he's very good at his job. I've seen him. There are a few instances where other defenders would have made a mistake, and he has stood out in front of them. So I have respect for Romero. I know he's reckless, he's volatile, but he's a kind of player that can give a headache to Manchester United attackers with his speed also, strength and speed. So although Spurs are playing highline, we have to be very careful that it's we are not over committing players into that system. We need the right kind of people running around the wing backs, And I think so. Maybe Garnacho is getting the start again ahead of Sancho. Sancho, almost every top journalist in UK was saying that Sancho will be starting against Tottenham. But the way Tottenham played last weekend, I think the Garnacho run makes sense now.
Do you think Garnacho is going to have a much better performance in this game? Because in the first game he looked reckless. He looked like he was unable to cope with the rigors of starting a Premier League game. Considering the fact that he only started three times or four times last season, he did not get a lot of opportunities to start in the Premier League at least, and he seemed like he was rushing into shots. He was not able to get the ball under control. He was looking for the much more difficult pass always when there was a much more easier and conservative option available for him. And sometimes it felt like he was snatching at shots as well. So, do you think he needs to have a much better performance? Because a mistake against a side like Spurs, no matter how inconsistent they themselves are, but a mistake against bigger side would more often than not, come to cost us. So, how important it is for Garnacho to have a composed performance, to have a performance that will, at least have a first 10-15 minutes that basically gets him into the game, soothes him, and make sure that he is on the right track, so that he can have a good game going forward.
Yeah, it's a big six fixture, no doubt about it. It's a big six fixture, and it's like focus will be on every player of Manchester United, go whoever the name it is. And Garnacho can have a better performance if he realizes that he has so much talent and potential. Just start doing the basic things right again, and just start connecting with the players around him, and be aware of your surroundings, be aware of people that are running behind you, across you, so that although you have such a pool of talent, you can utilize your football brain also. It's too young to have a football brain, but there are no excuses in Manchester United, and you have to just be careful. You have to be aware, and just focus on one thing, that I have to get my basic rights, because my other skills are already top notch going into preseason, and now I have toned skills right now, but the basic things I have to do right, and for sure he can get a goal or an assist. Just has to concentrate more on the pitch.
This means another game with Rashford playing through the middle. Now, in the first game, we did see that Rashford through the middle did not work. Wolves did not give them enough of a chance. He was not able to make those runs in between the defenders. And the two shots that he did get, which he should have scored, at least one of them, he was unable to take those chances. And how exactly how exactly is this game important for Rashford in the sense that he does know that Hoyland, the other striker that is there, will take some time to get in. Martial still not fit enough to start, which means right now he is the only striker who's not exactly a striker as well. So there is a lot of questions on that part of the dynamic as well. Whether there was also the pre-season where Ten Hag tested Sancho as a false nine. So is do we see Rashford coming into form in this game? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Rashford, I guess, but there was a news, very concrete news, that Eric Ten Hag has asked Anthony Martial to look for another club. He has officially said that to him. Although he is on the bench right now, but Eric Ten Hag has communicated to Anthony Martial to look for other options. And so the agents are currently working on for Martial to move. If it materializes or not, we don't know, but the things are progressing. Coming to Rashford, Rashford is again. I have heard so many debates over the week that he's not a number nine. He cannot play there. I've seen that Mourinho video explaining him that why he's not a proper number nine, and somehow I get it. I respect it when people who have way more football knowledge than me explain something so well, that the kind of player Rashford is, he's not a number nine. I get that, but it's something like beggars can't be choosers, and right now we are uh, in a timeline that we have to accept the fact that Rashford is going to start up front, and Garnacho Sancho on the wings. And if somehow Rashford gets that one goal or some assist, maybe a good performance, it will be a very good week for Manchester United, and upcoming matches will be more comfortable than right now. Because right now we are looking like kind of a mess. Only that can only be sorted by good performances and the right performances.
Let's talk about Aaron Van Bissaka for a moment. Now, uh, this is now. Yes, I openly gone ahead and confessed the fact that I am an Aaron Van Bissaka staunch fan, and Aaron is my boy. But in the game against Wolves, he had a very mixed performance. Yes, he had the assist that contributed to the goal. Yes, he did put in his trademark tackles. He did not allow his man to walk past. But if you notice the game, most of the Wolves attack came from Van Bissaka's side. He was the trigger for the Wolves press. He was the trigger whenever he received the ball. And more often than not, Aaron Van Bissaka was the reason why we weren't able to build up quite fluently from the back in the game against Wolves. So while there were good aspects to his game, most crucially that assist, he's already gone ahead and improved his tally from last season, where he did not have a single assist. So it's gone ahead and improved that. But there are still fundamental issues that remain with Wan Bissaka from the point of view of building up play from the back. Yes, we have a keeper who is very proficient and very easy going with the ball at his feet. But a ball playing goalkeeper is only as good as his defense. That is as and even if we seen today where Liverpool started up the game, Alisson looked like a deer in headlights while they were trying to progress the ball. He charged recklessly twice and ended up getting a yellow card in the second attempt. So how important it is for Van Bissaka to keep compact, to make sure that he is doing the right things with the ball at his feet, because there one mistake and Spurs are through from his side, and it needs to be noticed that Son is playing through that side. Madison also tends to come to the left side and then come into central area, so it becomes a problem for United if Van Bissaka is not able to keep the ball well. So how important it is to Van Bissaka to progress the ball well, to be composed with the ball, and make sure that he picks out the right pass, which is not a backward pass straight back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah. Uh, I should go with the question, or Abhishar Bhai will
Whoever wants to, you can go ahead.
Abhishar Bhai?
Yeah, hi Ojas, hi Delvin.
Hi.
So that will always be the case with Wan Bissaka, even when we were in contention, when he was playing for Crystal Palace, even then he was never a defender good with ball at his feet. He was defender good when we were being there at the back. We was like want to stop the attack which is very fast, or when he's the lone man out, then also he'd be like, if he'd be the last man out, he's still, you'd be in good position with him. Having said that, we cannot be the team where defenders would be good only at defending with what Eric Ten Hag wants us to play. But with the options that we have currently, we don't see that we could go anywhere else, because we don't want to expose ourselves defensively with Dallo being out there. So it is like you have to make out most of what you got. Like end of the day, it's most you have to make out most of the what you've got, and only thing that is uh, bothering me is around it. It has been around a couple of seasons where we want to play with ball being in possession, and Wan Bissaka's game has not improved uh, too much. We know with Luke Shaw the game has been improved because he had the potential. I'm not saying with Wan Bissaka's case, but it will still take some time. And if not, we should be getting some good ball playing, defensively solid right back. That could be the case, or we should modify our game accordingly, so that we will not be having defensive duty to the right back and playing Dalot in that place. So yeah, that is my point. Maybe Ojas can add few more.
So what I feel is, while there has been discernible improvement in Van Bissaka's facets of play, you can see that he's much more aware of his back post now compared to last season where he had no awareness about where his near post or where his far post was. I know one game is a very small sample size to come to conclusions about it, but you could see that he was getting into headers with conviction, and you could see that he was winning most of his headers too. As far as the ball at the feet is concerned, yes, in spite of being a very staunch defender of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I myself personally agree to the fact that he's not the best with the ball at his feet. He still has dodgy moments, but again, against a side like Spurs, it becomes very, very crucial for him to hold on to the ball, even if it is making a sideways pass which is not back to your goalkeeper. As long as he makes the pass which is going to your player and does not put your defense under pressure, I think for now that is improvement in itself.
Not only for Spurs, Edwin, we could see, in as we would be playing Champions League, we could see that those away games, when where we would be playing, let's say Bayern, Barca, Madrid, those away games where we want our defense to be watertight, we would be needing Wan Bissaka. So he is very good at that. But yeah, that will be like on and off scenario. We have to use very in a better way that when we should be using Delo and when we should be using Bisaka. And having said that, you have to improve both of their game, because I don't see, if we are going for titles, I don't see either of them being first choice right back for United unless they improve significantly till next season.
Yeah, I totally agree with it because we have two right backs who have different skills, where most of the teams have one right back who can do both of the qualities that are two
Yeah.
right backs do.
Even we ourselves have
Yeah.
a left back in Luke Shaw, who is
Yes, who can do everything. Yes.
equally who is equally good at LCB. I don't see either Wan Bissaka or Dalot being that good. That we can put them. Okay, let's slot them at RCB and let's have a go.
अभी एक पोजीशन तो मास्टर कर लें अभिशार भाई,
हाँ,
वो
वही मैं भी
एक
बोल रहा
पोजीशन
हूँ,
मास्टर
वही मैं
नहीं हुए
बोल रहा
उनसे, इतने साल हो गए, मतलब
हूँ। हम दूसरी
आई
टीम को नहीं
रिस्पेक्ट
बोल
बोथ द
रहे।
डिफेंडर्स बट सीरियसली मींस आप 3-4 साल से आप डेवलप ही हो रहे हो। मैं बहुत, मेरे को बहुत पसंद है दोनों, मतलब मेरे को वही है ना, मेरे थाली में जो भी रख दो मैं खा लूंगा, बट इट्स गुड, they both are good at whatever limited abilities they have, but it will never work in long run, and that is why Manchester United in January itself sent the scouts for Frimpong. Frimpong was a player in the radar of Manchester United, but Bissaka developed form and Delo was coming out of injury. So Ten Hag's prioritized other targets right now, but right back is an issue for Manchester United. And even today, you will see that in the one aspect of the game, the Bissaka will do very well. He will be very good. But when you need him at crucial moments, either to get the shots done inside the goal, he cannot shoot. Okay, he cannot shoot, and crossing is something, and he still hasn't developed. So really just fingers crossed whatever happens on the right side along in the opposing, it's Son and Madison.
Yeah.
Really, fingers crossed.
Abhishar bhai, yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
Abhishar bhai, it's very interesting that you put up, because my next question was surrounding Luke Shaw only, and Moses bhai, that question is for you. In the first game against Wolves, we seen Shaw take a very central position. He was not exactly left back. He was not exactly left wing back. Also, you could see him trying to play through the center, which is Ten Hag's philosophy of having an inverted fullback. Last year, it was Diogo Dalot who was given that responsibility to become the inverted fullback. Whereas this year, it seems to be that Ten Hag is making a conscious effort to do that to Luke Shaw. It did not work in the first game. Do you think that the experiment is going to continue in this game, or do you think that it's going to be a more traditional fullback / wingback role for Luke Shaw? Because there was a slight improvement in performance once Shaw drifted back into fullback, and when the likes of Christian Eriksen and Jadon Sancho came on. Because I personally believe Shaw as a fullback is at his best when he's having those overlapping runs and when he's able to play those give and goes with Rashford. Now, I'm not saying Shaw at an inverted role is a bad option, because, like Abhishar Bhai said, Shaw has very good qualities which he displayed at LCB as left centre back also. But do you think that is it hinders his natural abilities with the ball.
So,
Uh,
Wait.
Sorry,
I want to know just by his opinion on this first, Avishar bhai. Then I will come to you.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I think Delvin, last game inverted role was given to cover for Casemiro also. Casemiro was getting lonely in the middle, so he must have asked Luke Shaw to just be little bit inside to give a cover to Casemiro. Otherwise, for me personally, I have not seen Shaw playing that kind of role. He has always been on the wings, looking good with Rashford or connecting. I think the Garnacho scenario is also because Garnacho comes into his own half, collects the ball and just starts running. He's a speed runner. I cannot define Garnacho better than a speed runner. He just receives the ball and just starts running. So different kind of players, different kind of situations. Luke Shaw is kind of player who will always look good when he starts attacking also. But uh, Eric Ten Hag is kind of a manager who expects a lot from his fullbacks. I remember a player he has just left Ajax, Tagliafico, a very good left back for Eric Ten Hag across the years at Ajax. So he's a kind of manager who trusts his fullbacks a lot because he believes that centre backs is something that I will deploy good players there. I just need players on the wings to assist my wingers also and put the attack through.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Abhishar bhai, what are your opinions on the Shaw
for
situation?
for the first match which we played against Wolves, I will not take that match as our sample or blueprint of how we are going to play for a couple of things. Like Wolves were clear in their approach. If you would see them, they were like dividing the halves, which is not as in this. But the halves, if you go goal post by goal post, they were overloading the positions and making United play for and towards Wan Bissaka, and they know that with Wan Bissaka it would be difficult for them to create the charge. They were overloading the left side of the field. If you will, I watched the replay, then I understood that they are a bit uh, overloading the left side of the field. So let's not put in the perspective of being Luke Shaw's performance on that. First thing was that, and second thing, with Mount and Bruno, Mason Mount and Bruno, they both cannot play their instinctive game in being in same 11. You are leaving Casemiro in a dodgy position. Then in that case, someone has to be putting their head as well in back, and rather than going with the instinct, because for Mount and Bruno, both of them, if they get half a chance, they'll go up front. It's like that. They both want to make those decisive third passes, decisive passes, make those long balls, and not the one who would be one man plus in the midfield. Like you need when the midfield cluster goes in, you need someone who is there on creating the overload. So that is not there with both Mount and Bruno. So that we have to get a more clarity with Ericsson being there. Though Mount is replacement for Ericsson, Ericsson being there, it was clear that okay, he would be there at the back. If the counter attack starts or if the midfield overload starts, Ericsson being there. But Mount a little bit drifts further forward. So we need clarity on that role, which will take some time. And obviously, we need to sign Amrabat for that, because when once Casemiro would go for suspension, or we cannot play him in and out for all.
Abhishar bhai, talking about the Casemiro suspension with so much certainty.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It is going to happen at some point of the season. It is going to.
It's pretty
में
obvious.
कैसा हो गया था ना कि लड़ाइयाँ होती थी और कैसेमीरो जाता ही नहीं था। अरे जाओ तो तुम लोग अपना निपट लो, मेरे को चाहिए।
But yeah, I mean, Kamil, it's a very genuine question. With 13 days left in the window, do you think it'll happen? Personally, I have my doubts, but I do see United signing at least one midfielder. I do see. I'm not sure whether it's going to be Amrabat or someone else, but yeah, I do see that we're going to get at least one midfielder in, because of the fact that Donny van de Beek is currently negotiating the terms of his exit from the club. which is why he's not in the matchday squad altogether. Uh, this is a very big important. This is a very big question that I want to ask both of you, gentlemen. How important is a win in this game, considering the cloud of chaos, uncertainty, backlash, criticism that the club are receiving on the handling of a certain situation? You all both know what the situation is. You all both have very strong opinions about the situation. I'm not going to ask you all about your opinions with that. My question is, how important is the win to make sure that there is some sort of a feel good factor in the club once again? Because you can clearly see there is a lot of tension in the background. The fan base is entirely divided on this situation that is threatening to engulf the club right at the start of the season. Add to the fact that the takeover is still in limbo. We still do not know what is going on behind the scenes or what exactly is transpiring in the minds of the Glazers at the moment. And then there is this, and then there is another potential PR shitstorm brewing with another player who's currently starting in our lineup. I'm not going to name the player as of yet because nothing concrete has come out of that situation too. So, how important it is to get these 3 points in that perspective as well. Abhishar Bhai, I'll start with you. What do you think about this entire situation and the game that is going to be played in the backdrop of this situation?
I think the Greenwood scenario would not have been, the way it has been handled. It should not come till your matches getting started, and before the match, everyone is bothered about, okay, what is the decision that you're making. It should have gone 1 month or 45 days earlier to the season. Like, it will take some time to sink into fans, to sink into players. To I don't know why they have created this much fuzz about it. If you want to part ways, part ways. Simple as that. If you have this thing getting out, you should have started it earlier only. You should have made those communications earlier only. That is not the way that today we are going to play the match, and everyone is concerned about a player who is not playing, who is not in starting 11, who is not in the squad. But that is how it's going to be. But I don't know how they are going to work out, how they are going to do this. Is it intentional, is it non-intentional, like creating all this fuzz about it? The way they are handling it is nothing. Like, even if they want to handle it, they should not be releasing they should not be the one who would be releasing the communications or anything. I believe they should send both of them to to face the brunt. Greenwood should face the brunt for what he has done. He should face the people's question. He should be answerable to them. And they both together. If you wanted to do that, you should have done it maybe 30, 40 days back. There would be communication, and then the club would come in, because it's more about on the in global image of the club. So that is having said one thing. But for any of the game, it would be good for us to win. But still, I feel that United have not completely, in the position of how they want to play their games. We are still not very much clear about our approach. We are sorted with our starting 11, but we don't know what roles they are going to play and how they are going to play. Barring one or two players, we are very much clear that who are starting 11 for throughout this season, be it any game. We would be very much clear about it. But we still, and for the midfield options which we had discussed initially, I think that Mino, in couple of months, being his availability, would give us a better option. So if you'd say me that in that case how we are going to do, I think that we will do better than how we are expecting it to be. That's what I think, but that need not to be true. Yeah, just
Yeah, just by same question, your thoughts on it. How
Yes, but
important is a win in the backdrop of the tense situation that is going on?
Manchester United and what should I say? Scandals are a great love story.
controversies.
So
We are never
controversies,
far
scandals,
off. We are never far off.
like it's something.
That is, just that is, that is obvious. Having this big fan base, you are always going to offend anyone with any decision.
It's
It's not
it's
like
Avishar bhai, it's sort of like we have been attached to it for so long. Even someone, a legend of Manchester United, I was watching his interview talking about George Best also. It's something that we have been attached with too long, that right now it has come into the terms of it that whoever plays for this club is not far from controversies. Pretty sure that every year we will be getting controversies. It's something that I have adapted to. It's something that every Manchester United is trying to adapt to. Yeah, and whatever is happening behind the doors, it's up to the club, it's up to the player. But on the pitch, it's up to the whole team, and we have to perform. We have to win, irrespective of whatever is going around. Because it's, I'm again emphasizing this, although Newcastle have entered into it, but it's still a big six game. It's a very important game, and if you get the result in your way, especially away from home, it's away from home, right?
Yes,
It's
yes.
a
Yeah, we are playing away. We are playing away.
yeah. So these are very good points in your bag if you can somehow work it out.
All right. So Abhishek bhai, my question is to you. Do you have Mbomo in your FPL side?
No, I'm not. I have, heard the news of him being unfit, which I have decided that with Kane going out, I should bet, put my punt on Richarlison, with him being the only striker, lone striker. But how that's gonna work out, I'm yet to see. I'm, too much in my mind. I create, so I'm 24/7 FPL player. It's like that. Like even now, I'd be thinking that what I'm going to make transfer, and so much.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with Pedro getting a zero because he got a yellow card immediately after coming on, and he did not start the
Pedro,
game as well.
I didn't start him last game, and he got 7 or 8 points. I put him today in front of Shaw, and that guy got zero. And now, if Shaw would going to score big points, that's gonna
The
hurt.
Shaw will be dunking in assist today.
Yeah, that's for sure. That we already had Bisaka's assist, so it's time for Shaw.
Yeah, I was so happy last week. I was so happy last week when Bisaka gave the assist. Oh my god, yes. With that being said, I think we've completed. We've spoken about everything there is to cover as the game is concerned. We're less than 25 minutes away from kickoff, and it's a big game. Emotions are running high. Just hope that we come out with the win. As is the case in every stream, I ask for predictions. So, Ojas bhai, what are your predictions for the game?
Yeah,
If not
for
necessary, please don't say final. We all know what happened when it happened when you said it in the first game week. We fell 4 goals short. So please, another final.
no, I wanted to make it interesting this time because I think it is
That
going
is
to
what
be.
everyone says when their predictions go wrong.
No, it's no. This time I think it's because I just love when we play against Tottenham. I don't know why, but I think a good game, 4-2, maybe 4-2 Manchester United.
4-2. Interesting, very interesting. Bit rich coming from the fact that our first goal was scored by a defender. So hopefully, Abhishek, bhai, what about you? What do you think?
I see a dogfight. I see a 2-1 or late end of a game 3-1 sort of game. So I see both the teams are not yet settled with their strategies. They are not players' role is not very much clear to them. So it will take some time. Maybe later on when we'd see high flying football from both of the teams. I'm not saying only from United. I'm expecting Spurs as well to do in later part of the season. But for now, I see a dogfight. Those passes, those duels and all those everything, and a somewhat closer finish and close game, a 2-1, maybe 2-2, but yeah, 2-1 in United's favor, if I wanted to say. What do you
Uh,
expect, Tilvin?
I'm not exactly sure. One thing I know is that the performance will be much better than the first game. That is for sure. I hope it's a clean sheet because I have vested interests in a United clean sheet because Onana is my goalkeeper. So I hope that there is a clean sheet there. Yeah, but I do feel that we will be able to keep a clean sheet because the similar fact that even Spurs both goals came by defenders and their attack was not in sync as well. So with that, I think it's going to be a 1-0 or a 2-0 win for us. That is what I feel. But at the end, it's just I just hope we win, we get the 3 points, and just continue the season in a positive tailspin. Because after this, we have a very promising fixture uh, against Nottingham Forest. So a potential 3 wins out of 3 entering into that Arsenal game will be a very good morale boost for the side as a whole. That is what I am thinking. So yeah, I hope that we come out with a win in this game.
Yeah, good.
Abhishek, you were saying something?
No, I got in between something, but yeah, you have covered that. Like we expect our starting 11 and strategies to be sorted in our
So,
initial games so that we can
e-
get to the Arsenal.
even if we perform today, I have no surety how we will perform against Nottingham. But things are left for next week. We will discuss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying, because if we enter the Arsenal fixture with a 100% win record, it gives us a much better mind space because we are playing away from home in the
No,
Arsenal
it's
game.
not like that, Delvin. If you will see how Arsenal is playing, though they are yet to be at their best, but the play style difference is there. We still need Hoyland to be back for us. We
Yeah.
need Rashford at our left wing because we have good players and they are not playing in their good positions,
Preferred positions.
preferred
I
position.
certainly believe Rashford is not playing at his preferred position. Garnacho is made for the left wing. That is for sure. It's just
But
that he doesn't.
he's not
He's not yet. Yes, yes.
made
He's
for
not
90
exactly.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Precisely, precisely. Uh, because you can see that he gets overawed when things do not go his way.
Thing is now that his pace and everything will come into picture once we have tired legs in the opposition. When defenders are little bit 50, 60 minutes run having the into the game, then Garnacho's game will have different complexion to it. But for now, if we are starting, then defenders would be edge to edge to him. It's like that.
Yeah,
But
it's like when you are entering into final 20 minutes of the game, it's like a T20. But when you're starting a game, it's a test match. You have to take your time. You have to get into the pace of it and just play accordingly. And I think Garnacho is rushing too much because he's so good. He's like anyone in the league will take Garnacho because he's so good. He's such a great player. He has so much potential, but right now he's rushing too much. And
it's
once
not
he finds
like
his
a
composure,
complete finished product. It's like that he's not
yeah,
No,
finished
he's
it's
nowhere
completely.
close to it. He's nowhere close to it.
Yeah. It will take him this full season with all those cup games where he will start and
And
making
Champions League games
yeah,
also. It is a
I
Premier League and
very good
Premier
exposure
League,
period for him.
20
I
30 minutes cameo that will give him confidence and that will make him understand his own game. Sorry, Ojas.
no, it's for me. It will be when players. I hope it doesn't happen, but players will be injured, and Garnacho. Everyone will be looking at Garnacho to perform. Everyone will be looking at Garnacho to stand up, and that's when the character will be checked.
Truly
Because
don't
right now
want
he's
that to happen
shadowed.
this season. I truly don't want to happen for him to this season because that will be like he's. I don't want to throw a name over here, but he's talented, but not talented as Greenwood. I'd rather say so. Greenwood,
Uh,
you with
yeah,
this age,
Yeah,
you could have
he's
started
it's a
him.
pretty.
But
I know.
it's like that. Sorry, I didn't want to bring
no.
that.
It's
I want
it's
to make
It's fine.
comparison.
It's fine.
Comparison is right because Greenwood is extremely talented. Whatever is happening behind the scenes, we won't discuss that. But surely everyone will admit that in the stream also that it's Greenwood is more talented. Greenwood was closer to the finished product for Manchester United. What I am trying to say in past few minutes is that the real test of character really brings the player into a position where he realizes his roles and responsibilities for the team. So I want Garnacho to feel that pressure when he walks into the lights facing a Champions League team. I want him to just realize that at what level he is playing, because right now he is playing like that. I have world at my feet, but he has to remember that only few moments it takes for a player to go from uphill to downhill. So embrace it, enjoy it, but make it worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even for the Wolves game, he had couple of bright chances where he could stamp his
he
authority on the
snatched at it.
starting
He
11.
snatched at it.
Like he could have had the challenge for starting 11 being brought up this now itself. Like, okay, I am here, I want my position. Like, you see, Sancho, let's say, so he has been given ample amount of opportunity, but it's not that, okay, you even for fans, if you want to, even for being Sancho fan, you don't put him in starting 11 right away now, because you see him not being there, though he has been given multiple opportunities.
Yeah. I think we've covered everything there is. Let's hope that at the end of the game there is a positive result for us. With that being said, Ojis bhai, Abhishar bhai, thank you so much for joining into the stream. It was a pleasure to,
Always.
especially Abhishar bhai, it's been quite a while. You've made a comeback from the wilderness. So it's good to see you on stream.
Yeah,
And yeah,
timelines were not permitting me, but yeah, you'd see me more often than not now.
yeah. And also make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video to as many United fans as possible, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you're notified for every video that we put out on this channel. Apart from that, make sure that you're following us on our socials on Instagram and Twitter, and also do not forget to join our WhatsApp family where there is always room for more. With that being said, this is Delvin wishing all of you a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the other side, hopefully with a positive result. Till then, good night, God bless, and GGME to all.
Glory, glory.